this video is called Home Improvement. I'm pretty certain at least most of you are familiar with the old 90s, early 2000s TV show Home Improvement. Tim Allen actually starred in that show, and he was the main character, and it was a really funny sitcom that I used to watch when I was younger, and they just don't have it on anymore, I suppose. But the actual TV show has nothing to do with this video. I just think that the title is goes really well with this video. And so that's where I got that idea from, but actual TV show really has nothing to do with this video. And so I also got the idea for this video from my friend Whitney Long. She's also thinking of starting her own blogging slash vlogging. I was talking to her recently and she told me that she would really appreciate it if I could do something like give off tips and tricks about how to really decorate, give more personality to the home. And so I thought about that and I was like, yeah, why don't I do that? Just because my husband and I are new to this apartment. We moved into this apartment maybe 2 months ago. It was right after we got married, and so decorating it was kind of a interesting thing to go through, just because neither of us. I mean, before all of this, we were college students. We lived with roommates. We didn't really know much about decorating and things like that. We were always so busy with school and exams. And again, when you have a roommate, you first of all, you're not going to think that much about decorating because you're definitely going to move out either a year or 2 years afterwards. But you also don't think about decorating because you don't know what your roommate likes, and the motivation is just really not there. And so now me and my past roommate Amanda, we really did try to make sure that our apartment looked presentable and things like that, but we just didn't have much motivation to decorate it. And so now that we have our own home, my husband and I and all of that, and neither of us are in college anymore, and it gives us a lot more motivation to make our home look like our home, look like there are people that live there, and give it personality and character and grow it. So this video isn't about what to decorate or how to decorate. It's just about giving you some tips on how to add personality to your home, about what it says about how it should portray your character and your personality. I just put a few slides together for you, and let's get started. As you guys can see, I have a few pictures of the decorations that I was talking about. Here we have, so these candles actually are the ones that we used in our wedding. We use them to symbolize the two becoming one. So we have, this is supposed to represent, these two side candles were supposed to represent Ryan and I, and then the middle one is supposed to represent us becoming one. Kind of like the Father, Son, Holy Spirit, just a biblical example of what we were trying to portray in us getting married. And so we have a few pictures of our wedding day and all of that. It's been the most recent thing that happened. We just wanted to show how much that commitment means. And so we put up some of our wedding pictures here, and we used some of the decoration that we could use from the wedding around the house. So that's one of the examples, ways of making it more ours, more personal. And then there's also some other not so obvious ways. We needed kind of little placemats, I guess you could call them, just to put our cups on, so that way it doesn't destroy the table. When I went to look for them, I really like French stuff, French decorations, French themed things. And so I saw some of these little kind of like cup holders, I guess you could say. they had cheeses, they had different kinds of cheeses written on them in French, and they weren't that expensive. And so I was like, well, of course I'm gonna get this. If we're gonna get something to put our cups on, it's gonna be something like this. I mean, I just went crazy over it. And so I got a pack of them, and for one thing, it shows that we're people who like food, because we do. And it also shows that on my side, that French decoration type of thing. All of these I got in like a little pack, and they just add so much color, so much more color to the table. They add so much more personality. Another example of what I mean by this is next to our door, little keychain hanger. And I got this idea when I was living with my roommate. Her and I started using these little keychain holders. They're command hooks, but we would put them next to the door and put our keys on them. But I thought, well, why can't I do that here? It's kind of the same concept. It makes things easier. And then there's like a small story behind it. You know, if someone asks you, oh, well, how did you think of to do this for keys out of all things? You know, I would just give them the story about how my roommate and I used to do it. And I decided to incorporate that a little bit more into my husband's and I's home. And then we have our so on top of the kitchen, there's a little ceiling, and we put a cross on there. Ryan got from his father. Ryan's my husband. A little while ago, and it just, I mean, the cross symbolizes our belief. It symbolizes our belief in the Bible, and our belief in Christ, and it symbolizes that we're Christians. And so that's something that not is only part of both of our personalities, but it's also something that's very, very important to us. And so we also wanted to showcase that, and there's of course a story behind that. So over here, this is actually in our office. We have a little computer right next to it. But over here we have a little kind of like a gator head that Ryan got a little while ago. And he loves that thing. He just really loves it. And so we put it in the office. Just for one thing, we both of us were gators, both of us went to the University of Florida. And so there's that. And then next to it, I have these little candles. Now, these candles don't really belong in this office just because they're candles. But in all honesty, I thought that the colors of the packages of the candle packages matched really well with how we set up our office. And I just like them there on top of the speakers. I don't know, I like them there, and so we decided to keep them there. And then we have, so I also we have a little pin board, just showcasing, for example, you know, Ryan made the Dean list. I think this was his freshman year, no, maybe sophomore year of college, and that was an accomplishment that he was proud of. And in turn, we just put it on the pin board. And then there is a pamphlet from our wedding that we used, and we put that up there because it was very special to us. And then down here, I have a picture of me in a newspaper that I think that was like 2 or 3 years ago. I like performed a poem somewhere, and I think there was someone that was from the news that was there, and they just took a picture of me. And so we have a bunch of different little just things that were special to us, memories. I would probably say all of these things bring memories to us, and especially from being in college. And so this was one way of us adding more personality, more character to our home. And then there are these two little boxes down here. These two boxes have like, I mean, they're boxes that I used to have, and so I just decided to take them up and put books and just things that we kind of use every once in a while in the office. And I thought that they looked nice. They matched everything that was in the office. They're handy. And so I just decided to keep them there. They just look a little bit more vintage. And so it goes really well with the office. And then we have little things from our bedroom. So again, you can tell that the theme is, you know, like white and gray and brown. And then over here, we actually have a small drawer dresser type of thing that Ryan also uses for some of his little decorative memories. So this, I think he got from his great aunt, and then has a little globe off to the side, which showcases his personality really well. With he likes geography and things like that, and so he just kind of uses it as like a bedside table. He has all of his books on it. And then over here, there's a small little, again, bedside table, and that's more has my stuff. Both of us have Bibles on ours. We do use them almost, I think, every night. So yeah, using some props, using like the little candles and the little cup holders and all of that as ways of us using our personalities and giving the people who do come to visit us kind of a little insight as to what we like to do, as to who we are, what we believe in. We don't, sometimes those, when people look at what we decorate our home with or what we put out, sometimes that can speak a lot louder than your voice can. And so we decided to go kind of that route, and it wasn't really a conscious decision. A lot of it happened kind of just, it just happened. Like with the color coordinating and things like that, when we got this apartment, our kitchen was mostly black, white, and gray. And so, going along and decorating the rest of our home, we kept those colors in our head. I think it was subconscious. Like, I remember at one point, my husband needed to go get soap dispenser, and he comes back with like the soap dispenser, and you know how it comes with a little soap dish and a toothbrush holder. And so he comes back, and they're all and they're gray, and I was like, oh, what made you think, what made you think of getting gray? And he was like, oh, it's like, I don't know, I just saw it and I was like, yeah, I should just pick that color or something. And I thought later, and I was like, oh, must have been just a subconscious thing, because he realized that most of our home is really three colors, except for like our pictures and things that we decorate it with. But the concrete colors are white, gray, and black, and so we weren't gonna get things that clash with it. The other day, I got a mat for our bathroom floor, and it was just something to dry your feet on. And there were a lot of other colors at the store, but I went for white. And then later on, I was like, oh, right, I went for white because that's also one of the colors that are solid in our home. And so keeping the colors in your mind, don't go crazy, oh, everything has to match, but also don't get crazy. Things are totally gonna clash. At least that's what I think. And so making it look presentable is one thing, but also adding character, that's a whole new level. And I would say that this video is not only for those of you who are just getting established in a home, and who are kind of settling down somewhere, but it's also for those of you who have had a home for so long but just want to spice it up a little bit. That's just one way of doing it. And I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Thank you, Whitney, for giving me this idea. Also, thank you, Home Improvement, for giving me the title of this video. I'll see you guys later. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got something out of it. Bye!